Hi. I'm doing a social experiment. Would you like to talk for a moment?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, do you think that we can respect other beings without getting their consent?
Respecting other beings without getting their consent.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we can also respect all sort of people between us, and pretty much I can see that you talk about the powerful against all the powerless. So pretty much the bottom versus the top. So as long as I know, most of us are the bottom people, and also we have the elitists. So I think we do have a chance against them. We just have to remember that there are a very small amount of them, and we're a bunch of us.
So wait, let me clarify. I just want to make sure I understand. So you're saying that we can respect other people without getting or other beings without getting their consent?
I mean, I don't think the powerful ask for our consent, so what should we ask for them?
Okay, so let's think about it in this way. What about situations like rape, or situations where there's a person who doesn't have as much intellectual ability as we have? Hold on a second.
Well, with everything going on right now, it's pretty crazy days, right?
Yeah.
Everything going on very soon. Like, we got that Charlie Kirk situation going on. And I think we have to think, like, all of us leave our differences, because, like, even Democrats and Republicans, they were all agreeing on one thing, and only one thing. Out of all the things that we disagree as conservatives and liberals, there's only one thing that they were agreeing on. That's the Israel is pretty much the enemy of all of us. So now with the thing with Charlie Kirk, now that he's dead, they divided us one more time, because nobody benefits from his death other than Israel, because they have us more divided and hating each other, and we should not. We should be joining all of us against Israel.
Okay, so I want to kind of flip the conversation, because this is actually, my being here is not about to talk about people and their politics.
We talk the powerful against the powerful.
Yeah, so
bottom versus top.
But, well, okay.
It's pretty known out there that they control most of the media, and there's a bunch of conspiracy theories that ended up being truth, with all the things coming on. So
hold on a second, sir.
Crazy.
I hear you. Just hold on a second. So what I'm trying to get at is other sentient beings. So, like, take, for instance, animals. Okay? So can we respect animals without getting their consent to do things to them?
Respect animals without getting their consent?
Other animals, because we're also animals, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's animals. Obviously, they don't have the same level of consciousness that we have, but we share certain things, like certain levels of empathy. Like in dogs, they're very loyal to us humans, and no matter what happens, dogs are going to be always loyal to their owners, and we love them no matter what. Okay. And you also got, like, wild animals that if they see a human, they don't think social, they just, like, go by instinct.
So, okay, there's actually been studies done that show that they are very conscientious beings. There's the New York, I'm sorry,
I'm sure they are, but we can also tell that there's different animals that are more cautious than others. For example, monkeys are the closest ones to us, and they seem to be pretty smart. They do societies, and they also do some wars in between clans in between them. So that's kind of like a part of, like, on their nature, and also it's in our nature, because we've been fighting for many years.
Do you think that we should be using them for our purposes without their consent, just because they can't talk to us in their language?
I think we should live like in mutual, like symbiotic living, like. Okay. Dogs nowadays, they couldn't not survive without us. It's pretty much we domesticated them.
For example, what do you think about the fact that pigs are sometimes smarter than dogs, and yet we use them
to feed us?
Yeah, in big factory farms, and we torture them and we kill them and mutilate them.
Yeah, usually corporations see profits. For example, we wouldn't be eating dogs because they're slow growing, and apparently they have emotions. Like, I believe dogs were the only they're a little bit of species that have, like, muscles on their eyebrows, so they can feel expression and communicate throughout like facial expressions. And other, like, pigs, they grow pretty big, and sometimes they're not as like, they might be smart, but they don't have empathy like the dogs do.
Well,
Like the mother would kill his babies and also smash them.
I would have to disagree with you because there's been a lot of studies done that show that all of these animals that we use are sentient beings. Do you know what that means to be a sentient being?
Yeah, all of us are sentient beings. We have survival instincts in all of
No,
us.
that doesn't have to do with sentience. Sentience has to do with being able to feel pain.
Yeah, of
and
course they
feel
do.
Sadness,
They also
happiness.
They also have fear. That's a pretty common sense in all of human beings, and not also human beings, but also animals. It's something like a self-preservation instinct that we all have.
Well, but this is the thing. It's actually been proven that they plan for things. They mourn. They anticipate other things in the future of their lives, just like we do. So in knowing
I'm pretty
that,
sure like all the animals do that, not just pigs. Like I
Yes,
said, there's different
yes.
levels of smartness in between animals and also human. You can see some people are more smart
Yeah.
than other ones. So
So-
everybody can be smart. Like of course, like
Yeah.
we can also train animals, help them with our intelligence to become even smarter and know how to even survive better. Like for example, I know if you like live out pigs in the wild, they transform into jabalís or what do they call them?
wild boars.
Wild boars, and those are very smart. They hunt in pack, they eat in pack, and they protect each other. They're one of the smart animals. And you're right, pigs are very
So,
smart.
did you know that the chickens that are used for food these days were taken from the wild and they were changed? So they're different breeds of chicken that we're using. But besides that, so knowing that earlier you said, yes, all of the animals have feelings, feel things. Do you think that that's right, that we use them to our benefit, kill them and torture them and use them for food?
Not as the extent as we do. I
Okay.
mean, we should use them, like not all of them, but some for food, because also animals eat other animals. It's part of our nature as living beings, not human beings, but living beings. It's part of our nature
Do
to
you
survive.
think that it's necessary to do?
I mean-
Considering there's so many plant-based options where we could avoid the suffering of others?
I mean, once we get to a point that we can start making all the nutrients, transplanting the nutrients from the meat, move them to plants, so we don't have to eat animals no more. Like, yeah, I think it's possible, and I don't know if we already have the technology to make that
Yeah.
possible.
And it's actually been proven by science that it's healthier to practice a vegan diet. And so do you know what veganism means?
Yeah, pretty much do not consume like living beings, thinking beings with conscious, pretty much like birds, like lizards, like for
Cows.
example cows. Yeah, those type of animals. Exactly.
So it actually is a moral stance. It's a principle that's based on not using any other sentient beings for, our own use at all whatsoever. So that means entertainment, food, clothing, science. So that's what veganism means. So if someone's vegan, it's not just a diet. So you're close.
Okay.
But a lot of people think of it as a diet, just people don't understand the whole principle of it. So, but basically it's been proven that, it's actually healthier to live vegan diet. You live 10 years longer. The leading cause of heart disease is, arteries being clogged, and that comes from animal fats. And they also suffer.
I think it's a matter of time till we discover how to make all the nutrients, to extract all the nutrients from meat, or like replicate, not extract them, but replicate it and put it into our food or vegan food, for example.
It's already been done. It's already been done. Actually, you can get all the nutrients and protein and everything that you need in pretty much everything that you eat every day. You don't have to use animals to get proteins. It's a myth in our society just because we're brought up that way.
I think not much about like killing animals, but being more conscious of how much impact we do to the planet. Because also, if we start going like green, we're also going to destroy like their habitat. So either way.
How so? Because right now, factory farming, the land that we use to feed the animals that we plan to kill, is like I think I want to say 80% of the usable land that we have, and so in actuality, feeding all of these animals is taking up more space, and then we kill them to feed us, and then we have to grow vegetables for us. So basically, veganism is ecologically sound.
And you might be right, but I'm pretty sure we're just getting to that point. We're barely starting.
I know.
Like, maybe between 20 years or 30 years in the future, that's going to be the reality. because we're getting to era where we are very smart as people.
Where do you see yourself in all of this? Do you consider yourself to be one of those smart people that could make a change to end suffering of other beings and maybe help the Earth?
I hope, yeah, and I hope we're not alone on this. I know there's a bunch of people also that have conscience, that have morals and values, and know when something is wrong, like socially or, like you said, like killing animals. But I think we're just getting to that point. Like, because like thousands of years, not too long ago, thousands of years before, our whole history was marked by killing other animals and consuming all the products that we can get from them. That's able to survive and go more generations. But what I mean, we're getting close to that point. Like you guys, what are doing, it's just the beginning of it. It may be gonna take me, like I said, 10 years.
Well, so knowing all of this, that you know that animals suffer for us for maybe 10 minutes of our sensory pleasure of eating, you know, and people mindlessly use them. We use them in so many different ways, and they can feel pain and experiences just as we do. What are you going to do? Are you going to continue to use them?
I believe when we're in the future, I'll start to start using them less, because, like I said, I still to this day eat so meat, but I'm also against like animal torture.
So if you're against animal torture, you should really be vegan.
I would like to, maybe in the future, if they can like kill animals without any pain, to like give them a good life before they're ready to the human consume. Because as long as I know, there's like a couple of very important nutrients on meats.
Like
what?
Also,
we also got protein. We got a bunch of cells that actually made us smarter as humans. Like also mushrooms. Mushrooms are very important on our diet. They believe mushrooms is what made us different of chimpanzees, because we started eating mushrooms and meat. There's just like enzymes on those things that made us even smarter than them.
I have this card I want to give you. It's got some different resources on there, and it talks about nutrition on nutritionfacts.org is one of them on there. And there's a doctor who is well known for showing that we don't need to use animals for proteins. That's a huge myth. So I encourage you to look into that. If you don't want to hurt other beings, because you sound like a really sensitive person, you really do. For you to just come over to me so willingly, I was like, this is an incredible person, you know.
No, actually, I could be like smart being, but I have like, for example, with all the situations going right now with gods and everything, like I turned out to be like very anti-Semitic and a little bit fascist, like going back to old Germany. But between that, I believe that we should all respect us and tolerate us at a certain point. But we all have to know that we all human beings have an enemy. That's Israel and their whole religion and cult.
Okay, so I can't really. I don't want to get into all that. I'm here to represent.
It's a big rabbit hole.
I'm here to. Well, not really. I have my own feelings about it, but I'm here to represent the innocent victims that are invisible, that everybody uses, and every second they're dying and suffering.
Yeah, I know. And especially me, I lived in Mexico, and I see a bunch of like dogs in the streets, and they're getting like kicked off by other people. And I have to be like confess that when I used to live in Mexico, being younger, I didn't also used to like dogs at all. Like I was one time walking by the street, and then out of nowhere, dogs trying to attack me, so I got a little bit resentful to them. It wasn't until like 2 years ago that my aunt gave me a small Chihuahua, and that completely changed my life and the viewing that I have against dogs. I used to be a non-dog person.
I can understand how you would feel that way. It's kind of traumatic if someone attacks you, if anybody attacks you, right? So I'm glad that you were able to get over your fears. So check out the resources. You know, I really appreciate you stopping. I just have one more question before you go, because I know it looks like you're busy. How many more animals are you going to kill before you decide to stop using them?
I don't know. I think in the next couple of years, the number's gonna decrease very low.
What about you?
Me personally.
Yeah.
Because I said not too long ago, my wife, she bought 2 chickens from some farm, and I remember in Mexico, my grandma teach me how to pretty much kill chicken and take off all their feathers, and she told me that she could do it, and I feel kind of bad for like the chicken, and I did actually kill the chicken, but before that, she's like, oh, I'm sorry, chicken, like how to do this, but I just had to. I didn't do it like without any remorse for for it.
So I encourage you to put yourself in their place, and because, like you said, we have a lot of problems in the world. Empathy, we need to empathize with other beings, and the animals are sentient beings. And so put yourself in their shoes and ask yourself if you would want someone to treat you how we're treating them, okay?
Yeah.
And that should give you an answer right there. Do you want somebody to slit your throat and then decapitate you?
I wouldn't like that, but it also depends on the situation.
But-
For example, in the
but-
wild, a bear could attack me.
Well,
you
yes,
know?
but we're not in the
kill me
wild. We're
easily.
going to the grocery store,
Yeah.
right? So when you look at that package of meat there, that's someone who did not want to die. That's someone that screamed while they were being killed to be put in that package. So think about that. Do you want that death on your conscience of a sentient being?
Maybe not.
No.
But I also have like this caring for meat, but I'm trying to be more conscious because when I was a kid, I didn't even care about it. But now I kind of understand it a
So
little bit better.
you're changing a lot, it sounds like. I appreciate where you're coming
Yeah.
from. Check out the resources on
I
that
will.
card. There's a couple documentaries, and it's really great meeting you. My name's Rebecca. What's your name?
Brian.
Brian?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
for safety's sake, sanitary, these days. But it was really great to meet you. Thank you for stopping.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
And remember,
Have a good day.
Israel is the enemy. Don't forget about it.
So are the slaughterhouses.